this video we're going to show you how to set up both teardrop and square flags. When you first start setting up your flag, I actually prefer to start with the base that it's going to attach to. That way, once you set up your flag, you don't have to lay it on the ground. Not always do you have a convenience of grass that keeps it clean, but if you're out in the dirt or asphalt, it can be kind of dirty. So I first like to start with the base attachment. Today I'm going to just show you two. We offer multiple, but these two ones that we want to go over. The first most common is going to be your ground stake. This is going to be used in dirt or grass. Obviously can't be used in asphalt or concrete. In order to drive these down into the ground, if it's softer, you can just do it right with your hands like so. And you'd be good to go. If you do have to use a hammer on these, it is really important that you do not hammer the section where your flag is going to be attaching. Your flag is going to attach to this piece right here. It swivels, that way if there's wind, the flag can go where it needs to. Make sure if you're going to hit it with a hammer, if the dirt is really hard and compacted, that you're only hitting on this side. Otherwise you'll ruin the bearings and potentially break this off. So I'm going to stick this in the dirt here so that it'll be ready to go. Another kind of base that we have is our outdoor cross base. It's a heavy duty steel attachment where it comes in two pieces along with the flag attachment and a water bag. And I'll show you how to attach these easily. So first thing you're going to want to do is identify the piece that has a groove cut into it, and you're going to take that piece and put it, that piece is going to be on the bottom. You're going to take this other piece and put it into that groove, make sure all the legs are going down. And then you're going to take the screw end of this base attachment, flag attachment, and just screw it into the bottom so that the feet are going down, the flag attachment is going up. Once you have that screwed in all the way, you can put it down, of course. And then you're going to take your water bag. You can just fill this up with water. We already did this beforehand. I think these, when they're full, will hold about 25 or 30 pounds, so a decent amount. Put that on before you attach the flag, otherwise you just have to pull the flag off to do that. For our first flag, we're going to be setting up an 8-foot teardrop flag. For reference, an 8-foot feather flag, or any kind of feather flag, any kind of size of teardrop flag, they set up pretty much the exact same way. Okay, so we're going to start out with our 8-foot teardrop flag. Grab your pole, unzip it, pull out your poles that you're going to need, and also there's on these cases, there's a pocket on the side where you can keep your flag material in. For reference, on the 8-foot feather and teardrop flags, there are going to be 2 poles. If you have a 12-foot flag, there's going to be 3 poles. If you have a 15-foot flag, there's going to be 4 poles. This applies to both the feather and the teardrop flags. So ours is only an 8-foot, so we've got 2 poles. So simple enough. You're just going to take the pole, put it inside, so you've got it like this. Take your flag, unfold it, and then down at the bottom there's going to be a pole pocket. This is where the flag pole is going to go. So we're going to take our pole, stick it in the pole pocket, and just start pushing. Push it all the way up until it gets to the end. Sometimes you need to make sure that it's going in all the way. And it looks like we're there. Once you have your flagpole inserted all the way, make sure that there is a little bit of tension. If you don't have tension, it's going to bunch up at the top and not look nearly as nice. So we pull it tight, and then you're going to take your tie-offs and attach them down here at the base of the pole. You can do this one time and then actually just keep a loop tied in there so that way you're just attaching it one time instead of having to retie it every single time. So we just wrap that around there. I like to wrap it around both sides. so that it comes around and it's more secure. And then you're good to go. And you can simply attach it to the base. Once you're attached to the base, you're pretty much done. It's going to attach, all the base attachments have the same kind of attachments, just one where it slides on and off. It's going to have a pivot, bearings so that it can spin in the wind and won't cause too much stress on the flag. When you're done with the flag, in order to take it down, you just pull it off of the base. You can either untie your strings or you can just pull them down. I usually like to put the butt against me, the end against me. Pull the fabric down so it creates some slack, and then just gently take these off. Then you just need to pull the poles out from the pull pockets. Take your poles, disassemble. They'll go back in the case. And then take your flag. We highly recommend folding these so that they don't get as wrinkly. Usually when you put them up, the tension will pull most of the wrinkles out. But if the flag's only going to be up for a short amount of time, some of those wrinkles still do show. It takes maybe a day for the wrinkles to come out. So it's nice to fold it so that there's less wrinkles in there. And that would be it for a teardrop or feather. Okay, so now that we've shown you how to do a teardrop or feather flag, we're going to jump into a square or rectangular flag. These ones set up a little more different, some different steps that we're going to walk you through. For the 10-foot rectangular flag, you're going to have 2 vertical pulls and 1 horizontal pull. For the 7-foot rectangular flag, you will also have 2 vertical pulls and 1 horizontal pull. The difference is on the 7-foot rectangular flag, the pulls are going to be shorter. If you're setting up the 13-foot rectangular pull, you'll have 3 vertical pulls and 1 horizontal pull. So all we need to do is identify the bottom. The bottom is going to be where the fabric ties off to the pole itself, down here. And then the top is going to have this 90-degree elbow in it. So we'll attach these 2 pulls, and those should slide right in. If you're setting up a 13-foot pull and you have the 3 different pulls, you're trying to determine which one is which. Like I said, look for the elbow, look for the point that's going to attach to the base of the flag, and then obviously the other one will have neither of those. That's going to go in the center. So now that we have the 2 vertical pulls put together, we can attach the fabric. We want to wait to attach the horizontal pull until the fabric is on. So we'll grab our fabric, lay it out a little bit, make sure you've got the side that has the ties, and start sending it through. Where we have this elbow on here, if you try and just push it through, the end may try and push into the seams. It makes it a little difficult to get through. If you can kind of turn the flag and make it so that the end of the pole is not pushing on the seam, it comes through a little bit easier. You still have to finesse it a little bit though. Always try and make sure that your poles don't come separated in the flag, otherwise they're a little difficult. Sometimes you might have to take the flag off of the pole in order to get the poles put back together. So I'll usually just kind of hold the pole up like this, make sure that the base kind of isn't going to slide too much, and if I do need to move it, grab down here at the bottom, pull it up if you need more room. So now that we have the flag on, we need to take our horizontal pole, and we want to put that into the flag before we attach it to the other poles. There's going to be 2 sides, one side that has a little rubber piece on it, and then another side that is going to fit onto the pole like so. Make sure you're putting the rubber piece in first, otherwise you won't be able to attach the 2 poles. So we're going to put that in, and then this part sometimes takes a little bit of time. What you actually want to do, if you look right now, like you can't really get those in. So what we do is we pull some of this fabric up, and this gives us more slack to be able to move. We're going to take the pole, start to put them in so that they're kind of lined up, and then push it in like so. The key to doing that is pulling this fabric up and having slack, otherwise the material is just going to be too tight to do that. You can start to pull it back down, the fabric down, and it'll pull this horizontal pull into the elbow. Once you have those on, pull your flag up. I like to put the base of the pull against my hip, give a little bit of tension on it, and then tie it off to the end. We've already tied it once before, and then we just leave it on. So that way we're able to just pull it and put it around the ends. And there you have it. And then you attach it to your base, and you'd be good to go. In order to take these down, for the most part, you're going to follow the same steps, but we'll walk you through it. Take your pole, untie the string or take it off the attachment. Then you're going to need to come up here at the top. Same process, you're going to want to pull some of the fabric up and create some slack. And then start pulling this horizontal pull away from the 90-degree elbow. The more slack and more fabric you push up to the top, the easier it is. If you only push a little bit up, it's still going to be super tight, and you can potentially damage the poles doing that. Take out your horizontal pull, pull the rest of the fabric off the vertical pulls. As before, always recommend holding your fabric nicely, less potential for wrinkles, and it stores better inside of the bag. And as you can see, it really only takes 10-15 seconds to do that. Then you can take your pulls and put those back inside the bag, and you'd be good to go.